I was like, okay, so where am I going to get machines from? And my dad gave me one of his machines that had been
Wow.
with him for, I think, before they gave birth to me.
Wow.
You know, all those butterfly, they
Wow.
don't make
They
them
don't
like
make those
that any
ones any
longer.
longer.
You see that singular act? Anytime I remember it, and I'm like, I want to quit, and like, my father believed in me and gave me one of his machines. I don't think there's any other motivation.
I came across a quote by Les Brown that I thought to share with you. And it says, too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. Now let that sink in for a few seconds. Hi, welcome to the Just That podcast. And I am your host. My name is Timothy Kunat. Here, we have conversations around stories and insights. We bring you stories and insights around business and culture shaping from the city of Jos. And it's always a delight to be on your screens, be with you as you're listening from wherever you are. And I'm excited, always excited. Today, my guest is a fashion entrepreneur and the creative director of Mofits Africa, a fast growing fashion brand that is beautifying women with elegance and style across the plateau and beyond. Her name is Modupe Fayemi. It is really good to have you here today.
Good to see you too, Kunat. It's always a delight seeing you,
Thank you.
and thanks for inviting me.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, Mofits is really doing a lot of amazing stuff, and beyond where Mofit is now, I want us to delve a little deeper, and let's find out about the background. But I think it'll be best to start from this. How would you describe the fashion industry currently in the city of Jos from your
Well,
perspective?
okay. A few years ago, I probably would not even say we have an industry here,
Mhm.
but so far we've experienced growth. It's moving at a very fast pace. We're seeing new creatives daily coming up, living their dreams, exploring, doing exploits basically, and it's such a delight. I lack the right words for it, but it brings so much joy seeing that people are really seeing fashion as something to go into
Mhm.
and express, and also use it to express themselves
Mhm.
in different ways, in different forms. We even now have stylists in Jaws.
Mhm.
That's it's good news, basically.
Amazing, amazing. So now the journey between Modupe to Mofits Africa
Mm,
is something I'm quite interested in knowing about today. So give us a bit of a background. Where did you start from? How did the interest for fashion come upon you?
mm. Um. Okay, so it all started from my dad.
Mhm.
He's the beginning and foundation of all of this. He sews. He still sews, and
Up till now.
yes, till now. Um. Then you come back from school. You are forced to be in the shop anyways, because where else are you going to? So you come back, you just sit around. He had his apprentice and all of those, and you're just watching. Initially, he didn't even really want us to go into fashion at all or even learn how to sew, because my elder siblings, they can't thread a needle.
Oh.
It's that bad, right? But for me, I was always the straight jacket kind of from school. If I'm in the shop, if I'm not in the shop, you can almost predict who I am.
Mm.
So half the time I was always with him, with his workers and apprentices then. And one day I asked him, "Can I help you weave? That's overlock a dress." And he said, "No, I don't know how to do it, you know." And no, 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 please, this is a client's clothes, don't spoil it. And I'm like, I know how to do it. He didn't believe me. Until then, one of his workers, like his longest serving staff there, now said, "Try her." she has been around. After all, she's not doing anything. It's not going to harm. We're here to watch her anyways.
Mm.
And she asked him, convinced him to give me a try. And that was it.
Wow.
That was where it started from. I successfully weaved the buba that day.
Mhm.
And then my dad was like, where did you learn it from? I'm like, well, I've been watching.
Mm.
And from weaving of buba, he started giving me buba to join. He'll cut it, I'll join, I'll piece it together. Showed me how to sew shirts. And that was where it started from, basically. And I continued. Whenever I come back from school, just sit around, do it, learn it. I ask questions where I don't know. I would ask, and he would be glad to show me. For someone that didn't want me to learn fashion or learn tailoring at the time, he pressured me. He put me under a lot of pressure. He'll tell me, okay, you know, when you're supposed to be back from school by 2 p.m.
Mhm.
and you come in 1 minute late, and he's like, where did you go to? Did you branch somewhere? I've been waiting for you. And I'm like, waiting for me? How?
Mm.
So that was my life till secondary school.
Wait, this was primary school.
Yeah, this was primary school.
All the while, I thought you were talking about secondary school.
No, this was primary school.
Oh, wow.
This was around,
So you started pretty early.
Yes, this was around primary 3.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did that for a while till I needed to go to secondary school. And I think one of the reasons why he didn't allow me to go to boarding school initially was because of that, because I was helping around. And then I remember clearly sewing my pinafore then
Mhm.
To go into JS1. I sewed it myself. And, you know, it was different from the rest.
Mm.
Well, the fabric choice, because my dad didn't buy from the school. Why? There was no point buying from the school when he could make
You could make
it
it.
himself, and I could make it myself. So we continued. I was in secondary school and was facing my studies. I was repeating the same process. You come to school in the morning, you finish from school, you go straight to the shop. You already have quite a number of bubas waiting for your shirts, right? And I'll do that till late at night, then go back home with him. And the cycle continued like that till I got to SS1. And then some of my schoolmates then realized that I could sew. I don't even know. I can't even explain how they found out. I think maybe one of my friends that I spoke to just spread the news around school, and they started giving me clothes to take home. Oh, please, can you help me sew my uniform? Can you help me do this? Can you help me? You know? And we continued. Then my dad was like, she's making money from it. So he decided he was going to drop some responsibilities for me to start handling.
Wow.
So I had to start doing the job as a means of survival. Not survival, but he was still paying my school fees and all of that, right?
But now you
any
had
money
more
you make from
responsibilities.
you use it to sort out other things. So there were
Wow.
responsibilities for me. And it continued like that. I was getting pinafores to sew. I even got trousers, a few trousers to sew then for the guys in school. And at some point, I had to now move into boarding house. For days that I had break, I could take pass, go home, quickly do what I needed to do for them, and then come back into school. And it continued. I started gaining grounds. They knew I knew how to sew in secondary school, right? It was time for university, and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to do this. I'm just going to focus on my study. Oh, I want to study medicine and all. It requires my focus,
Yeah.
you know?
Did you study medicine?
No, I did not. So I applied. I didn't get the admission at the time. So I waited. Then UJ, I think they had this. They were not admitting that particular year when we were supposed to be in school, and my admission, my entire eggs were in
that
one basket
UJ.
at the time. Yeah, UJ. So I had to stay at home for an extra year, and then I reapplied again. But this time, I went for remedials, and then from remedials, I got admission to study zoology. So while in school, I was not really happy about the admission anyways. So I was
Because it
like,
was not what you wanted.
just keep sewing. So I was sewing while in school. I'll come back home. I was already gaining ground. my dad and his customers found me worthy to sew for their children and even some of the clients, then his clients. So they'll give me stuff, I'll go home and I'm done from school, come back to the shop, sew it. In fact, I lived in the shop for more than a year at some point because I
You
had too
lived there?
much. Yes, I had too much to do. You get, so I didn't have the time in between juggling school and having to come back
To
home
work.
and then come to work, you know, meeting up with the target. So I had to just, the shop turned to my house
Wow.
at that point. So I come back from school, I go straight to church. When we're done from church, on the days I needed to go to church, come back to the shop, retire, and then sew till like 3, read till 5. I barely had enough sleep then. I used to have eye bags, like really big eye bags because of that. But I did that for a very long time because even when I got into the university, now I had to fend for myself. I have so many other siblings, and there were a lot of responsibilities for my dad. So I was practically fending for myself. So I needed the money that was coming from
Yeah.
the
From making clothes.
Yes, from making clothes, right? And I still had to go to school. So I had to find a way, a balance to it, to juggle both. So that really informed my decision of staying in the shop for that long, for that period, at least until I was able to. Then I think at some point I had to move to the hostel. So what I did was I got a machine, took it into the hostel. So I was sewing in my room. Anybody that gives me an order, I'll sew it in the room when I come back from school. And it continued. Basically, I survived it. I didn't die.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I graduated. It was time to go for NYSC. And I was posted to Ebonyi outside the confines of
what you've
anything I
always known.
knew, you know, at the time. And I was like, what am I going to do in Ebonyi? Yes. My very good friend, my best friend at the time, was 7 in Ebonyi.
Okay.
But it was not enough reason to stay in Ebonyi. You get? So I was like, what am I going to go and do in Ebonyi? How am I going to start? The customer base that built here, at least, you know, they'll go for weddings, they'll give me clothes. What am I going to go find in Ebonyi? And I was like, I really need to redeploy. And I didn't know who to reach out to. I didn't have contacts. I didn't have anything. I just knew that I needed to redeploy, you know, at the time. And God found the way around. That's what I can say. And I was redeployed back to Jos. I came back to Jos and I started fully. You know, it was a hard decision for me at the time because I wasn't really sure if that was really what I wanted to do. But then I kept on telling God throughout the process of the whole NYSC saga, I was like, if you really want me to do this, right? I was asking for a soft landing, not necessarily a soft landing per se, right? I just needed to know for things to fall in place, for me to be able to plant my feet and do what I needed to do wherever I found myself.
Yeah.
At the time, Ebonyi didn't look like it. It didn't in any way align, you know. When I got to Ebonyi, I actually got offers to stay back, to work at some places. But I was like, I can't do this. This is really what I love to do. I love to sew. I can stay on the machine for 20 hours.
Wow.
And I would not eat. I just enjoy what I really do. I like to watch the process. I like to be in the process, see it, do you understand? And then see it manifest into something beautiful. I think that's basically what drives me. And not doing that, I didn't know any other thing to do with myself. You get, at the time, I wasn't sure of if I delved into anything, whether I was going to work the way this was working for me, or whether I was going to really enjoy it. You know, so I came back to Jos. I was still in my dad's place working, and I met somebody. Funny enough, I'd known her for a very long time, you know. Then my dad used to sofa and the rest. So I think somebody preferred her to me. And she was like, it's you.
Mm.
And we kicked off from there. And it was just God placing her in my life at the time for direction, you know? And she was like, first and foremost, the things I've seen you make, like you're really good. But where you are right now is not where you'd attract those kind of people you want to come to you. So don't you think you should branch out? Leave your dad. Stand on your own. I was like, leave the confines. This was protection for me at that time. It was safety, like it was my safety net. I was like,
So,
how do I leave?
sorry, where was your dad's shop
Okay, so it
initially?
was somewhere around Terminus 10, around Church Street. It
Okay.
was just a basic tailor shop,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
And then having those kind of people and attracting those kind of people into the place at the time, they were coming. My dad had all those high profile clients and the rest, but you know, when you've done something for so long and you feel really comfortable in your space, you didn't want to branch out. That was
Yeah.
the state where he was.
Okay.
And I was practically following in his path,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And she came in, I was like, for what you do, for your age and for the season and time, you need to leave. And I was like, leave? How would I leave? How do I want to set up myself? Like, all I make right now, I just use it to take care of myself, take family responsibilities that were so enormous at the time. I can't leave. And she was like, I think you can. I was like, okay, let me think about it. And I thought about it. I said, really, oh, truly, in the depths of my heart, I truly want to leave. I truly want to see what I can do on my own,
Yeah.
right? Leave this. But then it doesn't erase the fears, doesn't erase the uncertainty at the time. And she was like, we can do this. I really think you can. And immediately, I was like, okay, let's look for a space. So I found the space. Within, I think that was like 4 days or so.
Wow.
After we had that conversation. And I said, I found the space. She was like, how much was it? And I told her, she was like, okay, how much do you have?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've always been of the opinion that if you're asking for help, do something about it first before you bring it out.
Yes.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So as she told me that I already had savings, you know, little money here and there that I was keeping. I was like, okay, for emergency, you want to. And I was like, okay, this is a good purpose. Like, this is a good way to channel it. And she asked me how much I had. I barely had half the rent. Then I told her, and she was like, okay. She sorted out the rest for me.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, so where am I going to get machines from? You know how you rent a place
now
and
you have a
don't
place.
machine?
Oh my goodness.
Where was I going to get from? I'd exhausted everything I had on this, and the works that I was doing at the time, I was using to like set up the place with no machines. I told her, she was like, so we'd have to find a way around it. And my dad gave me one of his machines that had been with him for, I think, before they gave birth to me.
Wow.
You know, all those butterfly, they're not, they don't make them
They don't
like
make
that
those ones any longer.
He was strong, and he was like, you can start off with this. Right? And that felt, you see that singular act, anytime I remember it, and I'm like, this is getting too much. I want to quit. And like, my father believed in me and gave me one of his machines. He didn't have so many at the time. Okay, he had maybe 4. He gave that to me. I was like, you can start. And then the industrial machine he bought at the time, he added it. Take it. After all, you're the one that even knows how to use the industrial machine. Take it. Start. I don't think there's any other motivation more than that, you know? And I started off alone at first, even though I had one worker that was with me while I went for NYSA. She was holding the shop down, and doing works at the time. So when I came back, she just, of course, naturally just moved with me to the new place, and we continued. And that's how I employed my second staff. We continued, started expanding. After a while, the place was too small for us. We were getting referrals, we were doing so well. And I went to her again. Like, it's time to move. I was like, this guy, you crazy? I'm like, I think it's time to move. This place is small. I want a bigger space now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can afford more machines now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this. Of course, there were days I cried. There were days I was sad. But then I've always believed, yes, cry. No problem. Feel bad for a minute and then get back at
Get back up again.
it. Like it moves. I tell my friends sometimes, I tell her, I said, see, you can have a situation that looks like a mountain right now in front of you, and you're like, "Ah, I can't cross this. This is the
Mm-hmm.
end."
Yeah.
But just always know that this too shall pass.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I get to that point, I always tell myself, this one that is looking at me now that looks like it's going to pass. And then I will move to the next stage, right? So I had days like that, but we move.
Mm.
Yeah, so we moved to the new space and then started off. And then again, another time came for us to expand. I told her we needed
Again.
to expand again. And she was like, "Ah, this girl." She was like, that's why I like you. But in all those seasons from the very beginning, she was consistent. She was there,
Mm.
right? I had like a guide per se. Um, Whenever I run into trouble, well, not trouble, but I feel
Yeah.
like I run to her, be like, see, this is the issue. And she'll be like, have you looked at it from this perspective?
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And we'll get it done. And
Mm-hmm.
we moved, right? We'll move to the next stage. And we kept on, I kept at it like that for a while. To the point where I needed more hands, guys, to do the job. You know, I realized that you can't, when you want to scale up, there's no way you can do it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
If you remain alone, you're going to just kill yourself.
Yes.
As it is, it's not like even with the number of staff I have, it's any easier. It's a lot of work managing people, right? And then because we've scaled up a bit, it's still a lot of work because we have people coming in every day, wanting new things, wanting you to do stuff for them, managing different emotions, especially when it has to do with ladies,
Yeah.
you know? So, um, we needed to expand again, so we expanded at the time, and now we're here. We're expanding again. So basically, that was it for me. I had family, right? I had family as a very serious support system. They were there. I had people that God placed in my path, you know, and it's been I don't know, it's been a good journey
Mm.
with the ups and the downs. But
Mm-hmm.
if we're going to look at it generally, it's been a really good journey, and I think I'm grateful to God for it. And I
Ama-
am grateful to God for it.
Amazing. There's something you mentioned. You talked about handling a lot of responsibilities, right? As well as building your business. A lot of, I think it's not something that is uncommon in the African setting, where many entrepreneurs um have to handle responsibilities, certain responsibilities, especially when it comes to family, right? And then as well as working a job or building a business. How were you able to handle that? Because I know that it can be overwhelming sometimes. Um, what were the things that you did or how did you navigate through that system to handle it effectively or however you handled it?
Hmm. You know, this just I remember a certain time when I made the first move. I almost went into depression.
Wow.
It was that bad because I felt like I was being pulled from different angles.
Mm,
Do you get? And you see that constant person I said had been there.
mm-hmm.
I told her how I felt at the
Mm,
time, and she told me, she said, you can't cross your leg while standing, you fall.
mm.
You'd have to sit first before you cross your legs. And I looked at her that day, I'm like, cross my leg while standing. Like, it didn't make sense at the time until I sat down. I thought about it. I was like, yes, I handle responsibilities, especially financially, right? But it was draining me. It was literally killing me. Do you get? Because it just felt like every single thing I had at the time was
Was all
being
going
pulled
out.
into, and then I didn't really see why I was working. Yes, I enjoyed it because I enjoyed what I was doing. It helped me for a while, but it didn't stop the fact that I was being drained.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get?
Mm-hmm.
And the second person, she was asking me, what's wrong with you? Because I actually shut out a lot of people during that period. I even stopped collecting clothes. You call me up, like, no,
Wow, was
I,
that
I
bad?
can't do this right now. Like, sometimes I won't even pick the call instead of having to tell you that I can't do this. It's better I don't even talk to you. That's how I felt at the time. And she was like, what's going on with you? And then I said, see, I'm going through a lot right now, and I'm not entirely sure I want to put people's things in my hands, right? Yeah, I need the money, but I, I don't feel like it. I was still sewing, I was even sewing for myself to tell you how. I don't know whether it's an addiction, sha, but to tell you how bad it was. I still find myself on the machine, but I just think it was a lot. I felt like I was being drained of energy, drained of life. Like it just felt like a lot at the time. And she said the same thing. You see, the exact same thing. She said she also comes from a family where everybody's pulling you because they feel like you have. But in true sense, it's not like you have all of that. It's just that your hands are open and you're willing to give, right? But she told me, you can't stand and cross your leg until you have to sit first. That's how she said, you have to sit first. You get, take care of yourself first. Ensure that you build this business. And then the business can later cater for those things.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a business, you will not be able to cater for these things. So don't let your business suffer at the expense of.
Yeah.
And the two of them giving me the same word. I'm like, I found the word for me now. What exactly am I looking for again?
Yeah.
So I just took some time for myself, and she added, learn to say no.
Huh.
I didn't know how to say no. Team, you tell me to do this. I'm like, okay, great. Even if I was not sure how I was going to do it, I was going to find a way around it. You tell me you want to, I'll tell you, okay, no problem. I wouldn't say a people pleaser, but
Yeah.
I just felt like, I think you can handle it. I think you can handle it. And then you're now heaping responsibilities on
Yes.
yourself, do you get, and taking more than you can actually handle. For me, that was how it was. And when she said that, she just said, please, the key word is you have to learn to say no. So it was not saying no as per, oh, when everybody asks for stuff, you just ignore them, even though you have.
Yeah.
It was now learning boundaries, limits, like this is how far I can go, you know, putting myself. Are you sure you're hurt? Are you hurting yourself? Like I had to ask myself for every time to be able to determine whether I could do whatever it is that was being asked of me
Yeah.
at the time. So I started learning to say no, even to jobs. You bring to me and you tell me, I want this thing in 3 days. And I'm looking at you like, 3 days. I look at it and it doesn't look like,
Something you can do in that
I'm like,
time.
no. And I think a few people even asked me, then was like, Tupe, you now say no. So I was like, okay, so this has always been a problem, saying no. You people noticed that nobody ever told me anything. You guys never felt you should. So I consciously had to do it. Like it was painful at some point. But like, hey, but I would have been able to do this. I would have stretched myself to do it, but right now, I'm like, no, sorry, I can't. It brought balance to my life. It brought balance. So the ones I can genuinely do, I'll tell you, okay, I think I can do this. Do you get? But this is what I can do. I I was still stretching, but I wasn't stretching to the point where I was killing myself gradually any longer. I was stretching, yes, stressed and all that, but it wasn't as bad to the point where I would now start falling into depression. Why? I said, it's more life. How old was I at the time? So I that was where I learned to say no to certain things, and I think for me, it was just the balance. The balance I got from that period. The balance, it really helped me be able to juggle between the responsibilities and having to do the work, and basically it was the balance.
Yeah.
I had to strike a balance. I had to find a balance. And I'm glad I found it.
Yeah.
I'm still working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there yet,
Mm-hmm.
but from where I used to be and now,
Yeah.
I've made great progress.
Progress.
So there's still days though where those things just show up and you overexert yourself, but
Yeah. But I think the key to it is finding a system.
yes, that works.
Right. I really do like the fact that two separate people give you the same advice to say you can't stand and cross your legs. You have to sit first. This is actually a challenge that a lot of, like I had said earlier, a lot of us Africans generally it's very common in the African setting, especially because we're very communal and all of that.
True.
When one person begins to experience some kind of growth in terms of businesses or finance, either knowingly or unknowingly, intentionally
We
or
just gravitate
unintentionally,
towards that person.
people begin to gravitate, responsibilities begin to
True.
mount on their shoulders, and many times the people themselves don't know how to balance,
True.
and unfortunately it has also led to the end of many businesses.
Very correct.
Right. But I'm glad that you found a balance. Right. Of course, like you had also said, it's still a work in progress.
True.
But it's better now than
Than
it used to
was,
be.
yeah.
Right. Amazing. Now, in terms of there's a popular narrative, and you had hinted on it, so I want to enter there. It's popular narrative around, especially tailors in Nigeria, saying, if you want your clothes to be delivered on the 5th, tell them that you need it on the 30th of the previous month. Now, because disappointment upon disappointment, I don't think there's any Nigerian who has not had at least one
Disappointment encounter with a
story.
tailor.
Now, how have you been able to, because I know you do have a system, and so from this question I will get into questions around systems, but you talked about saying no to certain clients and saying I can't do this in 3 days, right? How have you built that, and especially handled the kind of clients that you handled, telling them no because you want to be able to keep up to your word and be true to the brand that you're building?
Yes. So in the earlier days, right? Because I had to juggle between school and work, I actually disappointed quite a number of people.
Okay, so you had your own initial.
Yeah, I had my share. I had my share, to be fair. But in all of it, I tried. I did all I could do at the time to ensure that it was minimal,
Mm,
But we have this, like you said, we have this notion about tailors and disappointment. And I told myself, I said, if you're really going to do this and you're going to do it the right way, you have to ensure that this is not said of you.
mm.
Let them be able to pick 3 people and ask them, we should deliver. If she says she's going to deliver on this day. And 2.5 of those persons will say,
Yes.
yes, she would deliver. If she tells you to come, and if anything comes up, she will inform you. Do you get? So that was like my focus. Like, now you finish school and you've decided to do this, right? You know that this is something that you have to ensure you work on.
Yeah.
It means that even if you sleep in the shop to get this thing done,
It must be done.
It must be done. And I think that's why me and my staff trouble. I think they don't understand that concept with me yet. A few of them now get it. That when I say somebody has to collect on the 11th, it means that on the 11th, it should be ready. And I'm hands-on. I don't just give instructions and then
disappear.
Yes, I'm hands-on in the job. Like, I do some of the jobs myself. So when you're seeing me do it, it means that you sit down, let's do this thing.
Do it too.
We have to get it done. I don't like anything that gives me sleepless nights. that will have to sleep and be dreaming about somebody. Oh, this person is coming on the 11th. The clothes is not ready. How would the person feel? I just try to put myself in that position. If I go somewhere and you give me date and time and I don't get to get the stuff I asked you to do, how would I really feel? I know I won't be happy. And I might not express myself the way others might, right? But I will not be happy. Then talk more of somebody that knows how to express himself. They will tell you how disappointed they feel.
Yes.
And I don't like to disappoint people. So I'd rather not take it than disappoint you, right? But there are people you can't say no to. It's just the truth. Yes, call it bias, but it's the truth. There are people you can't say no to, right? So in all of it, if I can't say no to you, I just know that I'm going to exert myself a little bit more to ensure that your stuff is done. Do you get? So I think basically it's ensuring that your team of people understands that integrity is very important.
Yes.
Because we have it around a lot these days. Some of these tailors, in fact, I've had one of my staff told me, tell her now she can use it for another event. And I looked at him, I'm like, are you okay? Like, how dare you say that? Do you understand? So you have people around like that think that way. Or if I don't get it done, okay, that's it. I didn't get it done. But I've always prayed to God never to get to the point where I feel like that's trust. That's trust you gave to me. What's the word? That's responsibility.
Yeah.
Let me not fail you while doing it. So you get, yes, I'm offering value and you're giving me money. Do you understand? It's more like we're doing ourselves a favor. I'm doing your job, you're giving me money in return. But I don't want it to get to that point ever. I don't want to ever get to that point where I'm like, oh yeah, it's not just money. Okay, I don't need your money. I need your money. I'm a business person. But at the same time, I want to satisfy you. So I think that's like a driving point for me. So even if issues come up, I find a way to communicate. Well, how do we go about this in good time? Like, no, we can't meet up with this because of this. But what are the options? And discuss it out. I don't think any reasonable person would have a problem with it. It's either they tell you, no, it has to be done. When you tell me it has to be done, I'll find a way around it.
Yes.
And then building structures. Structures really helped. I have people that help us organize ourselves. I'm hands-on in the job, so sometimes having to organize that is a lot of work. So I have somebody that that, okay, this has come in, we have this inflow of work, and we have to deliver by this time, right? So I have somebody that organizes that. This has to be done today. This. So we have like targets.
Yeah.
You understand? We don't just let it slide. So if we have 5 things to do today, we have to ensure that 5 things are done today, no matter what happens. If NEPA fails, which sometimes, oh God, that's the same time that Jen wants to scatter, But either way, exhaust all possible means. I keep telling my staff, I say, exhaust all possible means to get it done. If you've exhausted all and it's still not done, we know that that's 1 out of 100 that happened to you, But we're still striving for perfection every day to ensure that we have 0 to no disappointment. As of now, I can proudly say we're maybe on 98.
98. Yeah, that's not bad.
But even the other 2%, we communicate properly. Like, this is it. Do you get?
Yeah.
Do you have an alternative? Can we come up with something else that is easier and faster? Can we, I wouldn't tell you that we get it right 100%, but we've done pretty well for ourselves. And you call 5 people, they can tell you 4.5. Will tell
4.5.
Yeah. Or even 5, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
They'll tell you, we'll get it done. Yeah. So basically, it's systems, like we created systems to help us do this. And then we use integrity as our watchword at all times. If I say 5, I mean 5. Things can happen before that 5. A lot can happen between the process. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, right? Yeah. But I'll do everything I can to ensure.
Yeah.
That. So for me, it has been the drive to keep to my words, the drive to say this is it and let it be it.
Mm.
You know, if you slack a little, you just find yourself, oh, you disappointed one person,
Yeah.
the second person, the third person, and then it keeps going on.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't even want that one to happen to the point where we'll find ourselves at number 2. Yeah. So that's tell you, I give you my word, I keep to my word, no matter the cost. That has been the driving force for me. Like that has been the target. Whenever I remember it, oh, I told this person this, I have to keep to it. You know, because what now differentiates us?
Yeah.
We're Christians, right? And integrity is very important for me. Tell me this, I will just take your word for it that this is it. So if I take people's words for it, I expect that somebody else is also looking at me like that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, she has given me a word, she'll get it done. And have rest of mind and get it done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think that's what I use. That's basically my secret. I told you something, I will get it done.
Get it done.
You know? So I don't want anybody to, and I like to sleep well when I sleep. So
Yeah. But it's one thing to have this mindset, but communicating it to your staff and the people that work with you in order for them to also work like you. Has it, I mean, I'm sure it's not been a walk in the park.
at all.
So what have you done to ensure that they are in alignment with the same values that you have?
Okay. So initially I started with communication. Oh, this is how I like it. These are my goals, these are our vision, you know. And then sometimes I think when you say it, they don't really take you serious.
Especially because they're coming from different places where it doesn't work like
Exactly.
that.
They've done it over the years. Some of them are experienced, 15 years experience, 20 years. So they're like, what is she saying? What's the worst that can happen? Somebody will come and shout in the shop. Like, you know, it was not working at some point. Honestly speaking, you communicate. No, you have to keep to your word. Do you know how it is very important to keep to your words? And somebody's looking at you like,
When
this
you
one
are
saying that
finished.
when you are finished, please, this is all I can do, you know? And hey, God. Then I switched to stubbornness. It wasn't working. It was not working. So I switched to, this is what I want you to do. This is your target for the day. Get it done. So it was not looking, I'm not that kind of person. So it was feeling like it's been a tyrant. You know? It worked a bit. And then when they see that the days that they refuse to do it,
You didn't do
don't do anything
anything.
about it, you know, there's no consequences. So they just, you can still. But over time, the ones that worked with me for a while now understand it, that this is really important to her. And I've been able to adjust. So because of that mindset, the newer guys that come in now come and meet that, yeah, we'll have to let some people go because they refuse to conform to our rules and our regulations,
The
our standards and all of that, right? But the few ones that stayed back, the new guys that come now understand that, yes, I close at 5, but I have a target for the day. Do you get? So it's either I concentrate during the day and get my target done,
or you stay longer at work.
or you stay longer and still get it done. Either ways, you're getting it done.
Get it done.
Do you understand? It's not been a walk in the park. I had resistance from some of them. Oh no, I can't do this. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to meet this person. I need to say this. I was like, if it was yours, would you say this? You know? But over time, I've had more compliance. And then we've been able to organize ourselves better to the point where if you really need to leave by the time you need to leave, let it be that we've done it ahead.
Yes.
So we now try as much as possible that if somebody's supposed to pick up something today, the clothes was ready maybe 3 days
3
ago
days ago.
or 2 days ago, or we're just doing finishing touches that would not really affect us,
Mm-hmm.
on the day of collection. So with that, been able to, but basically, I think a bit of everything. I've tried a lot of things. We've tried by compensating also. Oh, okay, you stayed a little longer, a little tip
Mm.
here and there, Oh, you stayed a little longer. Okay, let's get you dinner,
Mm-hmm.
just to be able to encourage them also.
Yeah.
Because to be fair to them, this is not a life some of them know.
Mm-hmm.
They just know that, okay, let me just do what I can and leave the rest.
Mm.
But it doesn't always work like that, especially with the kind of standards we've been able to set, right?
Yeah.
We can't just do it the normal way. It cannot be done like that. If we keep doing it like that, then we'll not achieve the results we intend to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been able to do a bit of both, communicate to them, okay, this is the reason why I like to do it like this. This is why I want it done like this. This is why we give this timeline, and at the same time, on the management part, be able to ensure that we arrange those things in such a way that it doesn't put too much pressure on them, right? And then also we added here and there tips here and there. Okay, you stayed a little longer today, have dinner.
Yeah.
You stayed a little longer today, have this.
Yeah.
Like that, just to be able to like strike a balance
Mhm.
and then keep them motivated
Yeah.
while at it.
Yeah.
And then I think because some of them have practiced it over time, they now understand the importance that if I start something,
Mhm.
I should finish it.
Yeah.
You understand? And
Mhm.
then also we've employed other methods, payment methods,
Mhm.
and all of that keeps them motivated to do those things how we
Mhm.
want them and when we want them as at when due.
Yeah.
So it's just been a bit of every
Everything.
strategy and
Just
method you can think of.
trying as many things as
Yes, as
possible.
possible. It's not been a walk in the park, but so far it has worked well for us. Some days with blood and sweat. It has basically. So
Amazing. Now, it seems to me that there is need to, I don't know, maybe is the word train or motivate, or but basically get a lot of people, especially many of the people who do like most of the hands-on work, to get them to understand stewardship.
mm,
Right, because from what you're saying, there's the mindset. I can always do this. Highest they'll shout. You know, what's the worst that can happen? And so there's I'm not just talking about Mofits Africa, but generally across the entire chain, because this is actually the root cause of the constant disappointment
true.
statements that people have. There was someone who was talking with me one time, and then he said, they had taken measurements for a particular person. By the time the clothes got to the person, they didn't fit, and then he back and forth. He realized he had done it. He had cut it in a certain way. Then the staff did what they wanted to do in another way, and then now the person it ends up with the
Find
person,
yourself in a
and
fix.
then the person is traveling. The person was actually supposed to travel, and then these clothes arrived like a day before the person's trip, and it didn't fit. Unfortunately, he couldn't the person couldn't travel. So this person was lamenting to say, I mean, what else will I do? I've tried this person, I've tried just so how can this stewardship part of it, is there something that can be done across board to say, okay, across the industry? Is there, I don't know, is from your experience perspective, is there something that can be done, or is it that every business owner would have to work on their own stuff and hope that the work they're doing in their teams will reflect, will have a ripple effect over the long run?
Same. This particular question is really difficult, but I'll give you from my perspective
Okay.
and what I think can work. First and foremost, I think the root cause is not just the artisans. I don't want to say family because that would be going too
Too deep.
too deep. I feel like, see, if there was anything I learned from my dad and that made me understand that disappointing somebody is a problem, it's the fact that if my dad tells you to come by 2, see, by 2, your stuff is iron and waiting for you.
Wow.
He did it consistently for so many years. He brought it down to us. We're his children, no? Don't forget, I worked for him. Even when I was on break, if my dad goes out by 7 a.m., as he's going out, he'll tell you, if I get to that shop before you, there's a problem. You're working for him, Abby. How much is he paying you? 50 naira, 100 naira, for one at the time, right? But because you see this man do this every day, you over time build that. If he can do it, it means I can. You watch somebody model it to you. Do you understand? So I understood how important it was that when you give your word to somebody, you truly mean it and you do everything you can to ensure, that you keep to it. I feel like it's deep because I don't understand why somebody would tell me, if they can't wear it today, they wear it tomorrow now and be casual about it.
So it stems from a deeper place of our personal values.
Yes, it's not just.
And then if you enter this, then it now touches across not just the fashion industry, but every part
everywhere.
Because there's somebody who was telling me the other day, he said, "Don't you understand why we have such anyhowness?"
That's the word.
And it's from our personal values.
Honestly. And so until we begin to change our mindset concerning certain values, until we begin to hold it like our lives depend on it, right? We probably will not get it right.
And this is why many brands and businesses actually struggle with excellence.
Exactly. Something happened just recently. A customer sent me a review and was like, "Oh, when I came, I asked for certain things. Do you get? Yeah, most of them were done, but some things were not done." I couldn't answer her immediately because I felt very bad. And I went back to go and para for whoever it was that took her order first. Why? It was just a simple, I didn't write it down. We have a system. Whatever somebody wants, take it down. If possible, word for word. But it was not like, oh, I remember. And then we finished. You forgot. You understand? It stems from that. Like, if there's a process, follow the process. If this is how it's been done, follow it to the letter. Dot your I's and cross your T. Like, get to that point. Don't think, oh, if I don't do this, it will sit on our well. I tell them, I say, don't ever think like that. Because you see that thing that you did not do is most likely what will ruin the entire outfit. So it boils down to, like you said, our values. If we don't start taking it and putting it on our head, hooking it on our head, I don't know. And it's becoming worse these days.
Yeah.
Because people just think, okay, I can just say it. I can just throw that word casually. I can just tell you this. And then what will happen? Nothing at the end of the day. If whether I do it or I don't get it done, nothing will happen. We don't know that there are consequences to these things. Consequences sometimes does not necessarily mean that it will harm you. It will. But the fact that it gradually just downplays, waters down your value system gradually, you don't know. You don't even see it coming. Like when you tell somebody, okay, I'm going to do this, and you don't get it done as at the time, you just steps back. And then the next time, because you've done it and you got over that one, you'll be able to do it again.
Yeah.
And then you just find yourself.
Yeah, you become very comfortable.
So it's not an immediate consequence.
Yeah.
But over time, you see it, you now see the bigger picture. And then we don't look at the bigger picture. I feel like we should start hawking our morals, hawking our values on our head. In any way we can model it. So the people coming behind us, we model it.
Yeah.
So that people understand the value of these things. Because I don't know how we can any longer. We've gone very far.
Yeah.
We've gone very far. But I want to believe the systems we have in place, the church, the more we keep sounding these things, the more we model it, because sometimes people get these things when they say it than when you say it. You say it sometimes, they're like, I just said something, and it passes. But why not you see me do it every day and you understand it? Now, I can tell you, out of 10 people, 5 understands that something needs to be done, at least at my workplace. Something that has to go out by 2 has to go out by 2, you know?
Yeah.
And it's because it's been modeled over time. We talked about it over time. We've gotten angry over it over time. Like, you know, you keep seeing it happen and the person remains consistent with his values.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, truly, this is. And then there's a joy that comes with it. I don't know. Don't we like to experience those joys any longer? Like, somebody's happy that you delivered.
Yeah.
You don't like to experience that joy. Because I ask them sometimes. I say, I'm excited when somebody tells me, oh, you delivered. Thank you for keeping to timeline. You know, thank you for. It gives me joy.
Yes.
You don't like that joy. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe we should start from the family values. We should start from the family system. Let us model these things too. Like they say, it's easier to correct a growing tree, Abby, than when that's fully matured.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we should leave those ones. We should keep modeling. One day they will see. But what
But
about the
then
ones
for
coming up?
Yeah.
Let them understand these things. Let's model it to them. Because I don't know what other method we can. Yes, we've tried incentives. Yes, it works. Money motivates people. You know, but for how long?
How long?
For how long? So for me, I think, and then the fashion schools. See, you know how a mechanic goes to learn work, and you learn from somebody that when he sees the client come, he will run and hide. Unconsciously, you just over time learn that you can run and hide.
Yes.
Those training centers, why don't we model those things?
Yeah.
Teach them to these students that are coming to us. They're not just coming to learn the skill. They are coming to learn how to behave.
Yes.
How to relate with their own clients.
The entire thing.
You know, the entire thing. Do all you can to model the right thing to them. Let them see you do it. Let them know that this is how to do it. Because it is the how you are showing them that they actually learn. Don't run and hide. You know, don't run away from the difficult conversations, from the difficult clients. It's how they see you manage it. It's how they see you do these things that they eventually learn. And of course, imagine you have 10 people that come to learn from you. 8 of them saw you model these things and modeled it right. They will eventually pick it. Yes, character can still come into play to how they execute it in their own various endeavors and the rest. But you've done something.
Yes. Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? You've done something. So why not the schools, the training academies, let's get it right from there. Let's do those things that we can. You know, talk to them, mentor them. In all of it, let's not forget Christ, because if you introduce them to Christ, you're also pushing them to the right path, and then they get to see these values and see this being modeled. They get to learn these things, right? And then stick to it. For me, I don't know how else, but these are the things that have worked for me. Sometimes when I just want to slack, I'm like, oh no, you can't even afford to, because somebody is watching you. Literally, somebody's process is dependent on this thing you're about to do. Do you understand? So the more of us that do that,
the better
I think we'll eventually maybe start going back to that, because it's like parents nowadays they were more serious about those values than we take it. We take it really lightly right now. For me, I say hawk it on your head. If you know that you don't like to disappoint people, hawk it on your head. Let them say you do too much, no problem. Your workers will understand eventually. Do too much, do the too much. Let us see it, and then we'll see the results outside.
Just
not just your workers, the people too that are learning from you will see it that you're doing it. Before you know, you have 10 people, you have 15 people that understand that this is how it should be done, that this is the only way they
It should
know.
be done. Yeah.
You know, you've done something.
Yeah.
It's small, it's a small,
Yeah, but
you know,
it has a
but
ripple
it has done
effect.
something.
Yeah.
They too would do it to others over time.
Yeah. Interesting. Now, when dealing with difficult clients, what maybe if you can, if you without maybe sharing too much personal details, maybe you can even share some of the very embarrassing and difficult experiences that you've had and how you've actually walked around. Because I know that you had mentioned something earlier and you said handling emotions, especially because a lot of your customers are ladies, are women, and sometimes, they have a certain way that they want things to be done, and um emotions might get into it, expectations might get into it. Generally, it's normal with human beings across genders, right? But how one hand handling emotions, on the other hand handling clients that don't want their emotions to be handled, they're just and they're really being very difficult.
First and foremost, whenever I come into the shop every day, I pray one simple prayer. I say anybody that steps into this place, no matter the emotions you come with, no matter how bad you feel,
Mm,
as you come into this place, let joy envelop you first and foremost.
mm,
Let's start with that.
mm.
The days I don't pray that prayer, let me not give you the story. There are days when you get overwhelmed and you forget these basics that has helped you.
Mm,
The days you see things, so somebody's angry with somebody.
mm,
What's bringing it to a point on you, and you're like,
mhm,
what have I done to deserve this?
mhm,
Like, why exactly do you think I deserve this? But aside from that, it has worked. That part has worked. Well, it works for me. When people come in, I try to be as when I enter into my workspace, I forget every other thing that is going on with me. I try to leave it outside. Do you understand? I understand that anybody that encounters me today
mm.
should feel some type of peace, should
Yeah.
feel relaxed, you know? Yeah, so you might even come in and have some complaints for us. But amidst the complaints, we address it, do whatever it is we need to do, right? But amidst it all, I still don't like the tension. I try to break the silence at all times. I try to diffuse it. I don't want the tension because the tense place, you just start,
It's
people
very
will start doing
uncomfortable.
things they don't even mean,
Yeah.
So I've really not had people with erratic outbursts like that, right?
Okay.
But the few I've ever experienced, as long as I'm there and I've been able to train my staff to understand that this person might not even be coming for you. The person might not be aiming at you. The person just feels this way at this time. Do you understand? And it is your responsibility to ensure that by the time this person leaves this place, the person is calmer.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you come in, throw it, no problem. Throw it at us
And then you just catch it.
or catch it. It can be overwhelming sometimes because it's like you're sucking in different people's emotions and,
Negative energy.
negative energy. And later, you don't really know what's going on with you. You're like, why am I in this pot? But support system, me man, will go and bounce it off. I'll bounce it off. I'll be like, this is how I feel today. I talk about it. This was what happened. Look at it objectively.
Yeah.
But my main goal, my main focus has always been, no matter the state you come in, live in as relaxed as possible when you're going back, no matter the complaints. And I try not to invalidate anybody's complaints. Yes, you might even be the one at fault, but I won't invalidate how you feel in a dress or what you thought in your head that should have what's the word, that you should have been seen right now
Yeah.
in a dress. I'd rather want to sit down with you. Let's talk it out. What don't you like? What do you think you want us to fix? Even if it was not the original plan. But the end goal is to ensure that you're satisfied.
Yeah.
And you go. Yes, we've had very terrible. Some people it's just in their character. Oh. Some of them. It's not because they had a bad day and then they are pouring it on you. Some of them is just in their character. But even with that, like a case I had one time, I was not available for a while. Then I was pregnant, and because of the nature of the pregnancy, I had to like step back just a little bit. And she came. They've always told me that when she comes like that, yeah, her clothes fits perfectly. She loves them and all, but she will still find a way to
Find fault.
not find fault, downplay the work of the staff. You know how you can see that this fits you perfectly. You even in the process danced a little, right? But instead of saying thank you to the person that helped you do the job, I'll say, oh yeah, you did a good job, or not even say anything at all. And I'm like, oh, your head was correct today. Or you throw in toxic here and there, you know? And then these people, every time you come, they feel bad. I've had one particular person like that. The person, they feel bad that, oh, this person is coming again, you know? And the last one she did, I was not around, but I'd already told them when she comes in for her fitting that day, please, I would like you guys to be on the video. I want to see and experience it because I've not been at work for a while. So I wanted to be part of the process.
Yeah.
So. And I think she didn't know. And she started off. God. There was nothing she didn't say. I think that she fitted her dress, everything fitted perfectly. And then it was just a little bulge on the hip. And they were like, oh, the person that was attending to, I said, oh, yeah, we'll quickly correct it. It will not take us more than 2 minutes to get that done. And then she went off. I experienced the vileness, the toxic nature, like firsthand. She went off on everything and everybody. And in my head, I was like, is she coming for me? But did something happen? Because I couldn't understand it. And you know, when I came to work, I had to come to work the next day and I told them, I'm sorry that this thing happened to you guys. I know you guys have been talking about it for a while, but I didn't really, you get, because when she communicates with me, it's a different story and all. And I told them, you will not have to face it again. And they were looking at me like, is she going to chase the customer away? Like, I'm like, you won't face it again. What did I do? See, the woman will message me now and tell me she wants something. I'll tell her, I'm so sorry. I'm fully booked.
Wow.
Not because I don't need her money, but she was creating so much. Some of the workers started feeling like they didn't know what they were doing. Do you know how you get to that point? I didn't want it. Yes, criticize, do whatever you want to do, but can you do it constructively?
Yeah.
You don't have to bring somebody down to do that. You know, I stopped though. She will even call me sometimes in case she hears this. But I would not pick because I didn't want to have to like confront her. I just needed to do it subtly so that it would just die down, right? And she contacted a few times and I was like, no, I can't do this. I already gave these people my word. No, I won't do this, you know? And I told her at some point, I said, see, if I'm not available to do your stuff myself, right? There's no point collecting it from you. And right now, I am indisposed. I can't get it done. So I think she got the cue after a while. But I should try it over and over again. But I had to block it. I couldn't keep allowing that inside the space, right?
Because then it affects the energy in the room. It affects the morale of your staff.
Exactly.
And even the way they see the quality of their work.
You have every right to complain. You have every right to express how you feel about a product that was given to you. But can you do this
Respectfully?
can you not bring people down while at it?
Mm,
That was, she get.
mm,
Maybe if I was there, she probably wouldn't have talked like that. In fact, a lot of times, do you get? I always hear it when I'm never
not
around,
around.
you know? But because they work here does not mean they are lesser human beings, does not mean that you can't just invalidate their feelings. As much as they're trying not to invalidate yours, also bear it in mind that these people are humans,
Yeah.
you know? And whatever you say, whether they know it or not, they absorb it.
Yeah.
It's words. Words have life. You take it in. You wouldn't even know. You probably would not. You would not understand it now. Till later, when you now see yourself doubting yourself, and you'll be like, "What happened to me? Why am I?" You know. So I had to take her out of the space. I had to. Yes, she still went fine. I was okay. Liked the stuff at the end of the day, you know. But yes, you liked the stuff does not mean I'll allow you into the space the next time
Yeah.
because of that, you know.
Yeah.
So there have been cases like that. Well, only her.
Mm,
Practically had to do that to only one person. But so far, I think we've had a good run. You know, we've had a good run. We've had people that come in, and if I when they are when the person complains, and they're like, "Auntie, you don't know how to," you know, and you're happy to do it. You're
Yeah.
happy to get it done
Yeah.
because this person brought forth their complaints in a good and, you know,
Yeah.
in a constructive way.
Yeah.
You're not pulling anybody down, but you still communicated what you needed to communicate. You understand?
Yeah.
And then it even helps us. You communicate better to us. We understand what you want better. You know? So
Yeah.
we've had people like that, but of course, you know that you're in the job. You meet people every day, people coming from different places, and be ready for whatever it is they're bringing to you. Just grow a thick skin to it and take it as it is. Because of course customer is king. So you know.
Yeah.
So basically for me that's what has worked for me, you know, and so far.
Awesome. So finally, I would say that if you were to do it all over again, all right, building Mofits Africa from the ground up, and I always would like to ask this question, especially for the sake of younger people who are either looking to get into the same industry or just look up to you and I'm like, I just really love what you're doing, the quality of what. If you were to do it all over again, what would you do differently?
I would not doubt myself.
Hmm.
I had a lot of self-doubt. In fact, even right now, it's not like it's totally, you know, but I wasn't seeing myself the way others saw me. I didn't think I had those abilities. The way somebody else is like, you know, I wouldn't doubt myself because guess what? You get it done, you do it. That's when you can actually see whether or not you're doing it well.
Yeah.
It's better than not trying at all. Make mistakes while at it. It's better than not doing it at all. I held back for such a long time. Like I would want to express myself with a design, and I'm like, what are these people going to say?
Yeah.
And think about it. Are you sure you can really do it? But just in your lane, just you know, just all of that. I would not doubt myself. If there's anything like I would have told if I needed to do this again, I'll go all out. Whatever happened, whatever sort, let it up.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So for me, that's basically it. I will just keep trying. I'll try it, do it over and over again till I get it right. If I
Yeah.
don't get it right the first time. So
Awesome. You know, the quote I started with, you literally have just ended on that note because it was basically saying too many of us are not living our dreams because we're living our fears. And, you know, just you saying that you would not doubt yourself, you go all out. this will make, I'm sure it makes a world of difference to a lot of people. Many people live with
I
self-doubt,
really hope so.
live with low self-esteem, keep questioning themselves. Should I not? Am I good enough? Am I, am I capable enough? They have imposter syndrome. And,
Mm.
you know, one of the things that we, I hope to be able to achieve with these conversations and the podcast, one of the many things is to be able to get people to see that they're enough and where you are is good enough. Even if I know one of my mentors always says that the fact that you were born in a bakery does not make you bread. So even if you were born in unideal circumstances and situations,
Yeah.
right, you're good enough and you have what it takes to build the future, you know, that you've always wanted. So I think I really appreciate the last point that you made. And it's really profound. We need to begin to look at ourselves and tell ourselves that we're good enough.
True.
I think maybe even get ourselves, everybody should begin to write specific affirmations to tell themselves every morning, I'm good enough, I'm capable enough, my industry will know my name, they will hear my voice, you know, I have something that the world needs, i'm I'm capable, you know, those kinds of things that get you in the mind frame
Yeah.
that takes you away from impossibilities to possibilities.
Possibilities.
Yeah. Any last words before we go?
Starts now. Just starts. It just starts.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dupe. It's
You're
been a
welcome
very
too.
beautiful session
Thank
with you.
you.
Thank you for all the very personal things that you shared, and the and the many principles that you dropped along the way. And I know that this will be very helpful to many people as they watch this. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining, for watching this. Share this with as many people as you can. Listen to it over again. If you know anybody who is in the fashion industry or who wants to get into the fashion industry, or just anybody generally, because the principles that she has shared are not only limited to that industry. Get this to everybody as far as possible, and let's begin to redefine our values. I think that's a very critical part of what today's podcast, you know, talks about. Let's begin to redefine our values for us now and for the generation coming after us. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode, and I'm your host. My name is Timothy. Please leave in the comment section the things that stood out to you. If you have questions, if you have suggestions, if you have contributions, or you just want to air out how this podcast is even making you feel and the things that is making you do, please leave it in the comment section. I'll be there to read it, to respond, and I look forward to bringing you more episodes of the Just That podcast. Till then, do take care.